Being a super skinny kid my whole life, I do know what it feels like to look like a tree branch and to feel like a tree branch. And while everybody talks about fat loss, weight loss, and how important all that stuff is, nobody ever really talks about the importance of gaining muscle and what it does to your confidence, to your overall health. And that is exactly what I'm going to be talking about in this video. This video is dedicated to me when I was 18 years old, when I started to lift some weight on a consistent basis, and to all the hard gainers and the people who genuinely struggle to put weight and muscle on, because I really do wish that I had this resource when I was first starting out. So if that does sound like you, and if you are a skinny guy who really wants to put some muscle on, and you want to go from somewhat like this to this, then stick around to the end of this video, because I'm going to be going over 3 essential strategies, tips, and tricks that everybody must master in order to put reasonable size and muscle on. So before we get into the video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and also click that bell notification down below. It really helps me out a lot, guys. So without further ado, sit back, relax, take some notes if you have to, and let's jump straight into the video. So the first and most important element to any successful bulk or muscle gaining journey is the idea of patience. Now look, take it from somebody who has always been an impatient guy himself. Because when I was 18 or when I was just starting to lift some weight, I would always go through these random phases of 2 to 3 weeks where I really want to put some muscle and size on because I've always been skinny. But then I would always fall off because I would feel like I'm gaining too much fat, or it's just not working for me and it's just taking a little too long, because I would expect to see some sizable change in 2, 3, 4 weeks. But most people are natural and they also do have ordinary genetics. So inherently for most people it will always take a lot longer than somebody who's juiced out of their mind or who has insane genetics. And the problem is that most people see these crazy influencers and fitness coaches and they think that they can do what they've done without ever realizing that their circumstances are completely different to the average person. The thing that you guys have to understand is building muscle takes a lot longer than fat loss or weight loss. So even if you're putting on a pound of pure muscle a month, you are very much on the right track, and you probably have some decent genetics too. So if you are somebody who is struggling to put some size on, ask yourself this very honest and important question. Have I given my body enough time to actually put some reasonable size on? More often than not, you haven't. So depending on your starting point and your goals and your genetics, I would actually recommend going on a slight surplus of calories for at least 1 to 2 years to give your body enough time to put that reasonable size and strength on, so that you can see some reasonable size and strength gains. The second tactic I want you guys to master is overcoming the mind games. It's that fear of, oh, I don't want to lose my abs, or I'm afraid I'm going to get too fat. Well, firstly, if you do have patience, and if you're doing everything right and you're taking it slow, you're eating the right amount of calories, you're training really hard in the gym, you will not gain a whole lot of fat. And even if you do gain a decent amount of fat, it is going to be offsetted by the additional muscle you gain, because now with the additional muscle you carry, you can afford to carry that additional body fat and still look lean. At least you have some presence to you now. And also, if you're so obsessed with being super lean and having these crazy defined abs all year round, you gotta ask yourself another important question, and that's, do you even really want to bulk? And if you're unsure about the answer to that question, I think your biggest priority is securing a better body image, how you feel towards the way you look. Saying that though, I know how freakishly scary it can be on the thought of just accumulating some additional body fat. But what most people don't understand is the importance and the benefits you get from adding that additional muscle and sometimes even body fat. You're going to increase your testosterone, you're going to increase your natural energy levels, and you'll also have a much greater ability to do things inside and outside the gym. The point is, as long as you're not dirty bulking, and as long as you're not eating whatever the hell you want, you're on the right track. And as long as you're seeing some strength gains in the gym, and you're growing little by little every week, every month, and you're on the right track and you stay consistent, you give yourself time, you'll be just fine. Again, most people, like myself in the past, overestimate the amount of body fat that they're going to accumulate, and they're scared of losing their abs. Guys, you're going to enjoy this time. You're going to enjoy the energy, and you're going to enjoy the gains you see from this time. Third strategy I want you guys to master, and this can be a little controversial, honestly, and that is the case of protein being overrated. Now, I don't want you to get this confused, guys, and think that I hate protein and I don't recommend protein. Of course I do. Protein is the building block of your muscles, without which you will not be able to build and repair your muscles post-exercise. However, if you want to embark on a reasonable and a sustainable bulk long-term, obsessing over protein all the time is not going to really help you. Most people considerably overestimate the amount of protein their body needs to actually grow. Depending on your body type, genetic factors, and a couple of other things like your training experience, getting 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight a day is probably the upper limit you want to be at. So if you weigh 160 pounds, getting 160 grams of protein a day should be your upper limit. But here's the thing, most people can see considerable strength and muscle gain in the 0.6 to 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight range as well. So if you do weigh 160 pounds, probably in and around the 115 to 140 gram range will work perfectly fine too. Also, what most people don't understand is that protein fills you up a lot. And as we have already determined, if you are watching this video and if you are struggling to put weight on, you need calories. And you don't necessarily need a whole ton of satiating food. Having a lot more protein can be fantastic for people who want to lose weight, but then you want to gain weight, right? So like I said, protein is very satiating and has a very high thermic effect, which means your body burns a lot of calories and takes a lot of energy digesting that protein. Moreover, it only has 4 calories per gram, which if we take an example, if you weigh 160 pounds and you need about 3,000 calories, 160 grams of protein to gain weight, that's only 640 calories coming from protein. And those 640 calories would probably feel like 1200 calories because protein is so satiating. So what's the solution then? Have more fats. And no, fats won't make you actually super fat as long as you're not having the super processed and shitty fats. I'm talking about the healthy mono and polyunsaturated fats. And I say this for 2 main reasons. A slightly higher fat diet can lead to better brain function and higher testosterone production. And fats contain 9 calories per gram as compared to protein and carbs that only contain 4 calories per gram. So therefore, you're having more calories per gram of food you eat. Of course, you have to prioritize protein, but don't forget to prioritize some fat as well, because that's going to allow you to have more calories and possibly lead to better performance benefits too. So guys, I hope you sat through this whole video. I hope you took some notes and I hope it helped you out in some way. As always, I'm going to leave a few links in the description down below for more coaching information, a couple of free resources, and a link to a free one-on-one consultation call with me in case you guys really want to dive deep into your concerns and questions and whatever else you need help in. As always, don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, I'm going to see you guys in the next one.